Hey everyone, welcome back to another Radar Rundown, and welcome to our channel, 180 Shift. I am Ellie.
And I'm Tara.
Yeah, and um, let's see, we got a few things to talk about today, but I do have my boba. Yay! I know
You
it's
have
been it's
boba.
I know it's been a long time since I've had my boba, especially on the show. For those of you who are, just joining us for the first time, we uh, do a podcast with guests that we interview. We've had so many amazing guests. I would encourage you to go check it out. But we always have our guests enjoy some boba alongside us. And it just acts like an icebreaker. A lot of people are older people who come on for the first time don't know what it is. So it's a very fun experience to introduce them, talk about some serious topics, and then at the same time have some really fun interactions with boba. Since, that's the Gen Z way, at least, especially for me.
It
um,
really is. It really is. No, for me too, though, honestly. Speaking of serious things though, there's been this reoccurring thing about the woman Renee who was shot by ICE. People
yes.
debate whether or not it was fair or not fair, but
Yeah.
what have you heard about that, Ellie?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I think it's very this is another one of those cases where I try to stay away from all of the noise surrounding it until we know everything, all of the facts that have come out, all of the footage, all of the experts come out and to speak, because you can start, once you don't have the full context of what's going on the issue, you can then create uninformed opinions about a subject. And so I try to wait and see. And you know what? There was some footage about the lady, that came out of that she was antagonizing them and all this stuff. But this is just one of the cases where you just really need to look at the full context of what's going on in the situation. And technically, I think you could argue both ways, as is most cases. But yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I just feel like it's re-emphasizing the thing that I think needs to be re-emphasized, which is citizens kind of citizens have to have a certain respect for authority.
Right.
The streets are not a courtroom. It is not, the police officer who arrests you, whether or not it's valid or not valid, they are not the judge that ultimately sentences you. And if you are arrested, you need to go and follow the directions of the officer in order to maintain societal peace. And I'm saying that my father one time was dragged out of bed at 3 a.m. by police officers in his apartment. They broke into his house. They arrested him under false charges, brought him in. He was like 30 years old. This was before I was born. And he just went along with it, came in, got arrested, spent the night at the holding center, and then they went, oh, whoops, wrong Emilio. And they just released him. And, he didn't claim racism. And it's like, okay, all right, look, to like solve it there and get in like a physical fight or altercation with the law enforcement is never advised. And I don't know about y'all, but I teach my kids, if a police officer is present, be obedient to the law. Don't start a fight with them. I mean, they're so young right now, but
Right.
like even PragerU, I saw that they're releasing teaching videos on basically retraining people on how to act when there's a officer present, because
Right.
we keep seeing this reoccurring dispute of, well, is the officer right or is it not right, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, I'm not trying to say that all officers are completely just human beings and everything that they do is righteous. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, look,
There's so much human error. Yeah.
there's so much human error, but at the same time, don't settle these interactions. Don't settle the dispute on the street. Don't settle it on
Right.
the sidewalk. Don't settle it in the road. Renee
Right.
thought that she had a right to be there. She thought that, like, agitating the ICE officer was her right to protest. Okay, well, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that's just the truth. I mean, we don't live in Mexico. In Mexico, you have officers who literally are like, there to just make a buck off of you and walk away. We do not live
Hmm.
in that society here. Whether or not there is, a systemic problem or something, like some sort of mismanagement or problem in the higher ups, that thing needs to be settled in an orderly manner in using our legal system. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it personally, but I'm sure that we've obviously heard the opposing view, which is that ICE officer broke the law. And, there's just so much that is happening in the news right now. And I think that's why we're still talking about it. But we're at a time right now when it's like, okay, we're going to talk about this for how long until something else crazy happens, you know?
Right. Yeah. You know what? And another thing that's been very big out there, well, you know what? Actually, just to touch on that point, when it comes to, I guess, ICE in this whole entire situation, I haven't seen as much of as an outcry for her passing, and as it was for, like, let's say George Floyd, right? I think we're seeing some action, but not as much as bad as then. So I thought that was an interesting thing. I'm not sure why, but I thought that that was something interesting.
Probably as a white lady.
You think?
I mean, they've been with George Floyd, it was like,
Well,
it apparently, according to like the news, it was racism. It was like the George Floyd dying was the face of systemic racism, according to like CNN.
so like she just didn't hit the profile.
Well, I think if she was a different ethnicity, the news, the headlines would be different, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely very interesting, just seeing the different action of it. However, I'm not sure if you saw the Golden Globes. They were wearing Stop Ice pins. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah, and then Mark Ruffalo, I think I have here what he said.
Yeah, Be Good, I think was it, the pin he was wearing.
Yeah, here, let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
you know what's funny though is I always see this going back and forth between celebrities. Is at one minute you don't want to hear the celebrities, opinion on a certain issue, and sometimes you do if it
Yeah.
agrees with you. You're like, shut your mouth if it's something you don't agree with, and
Vice President is lying about what's
so there
happening.
you go.
We're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted rapist. He's a pedophile. He's the worst human being. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country, and what I'm seeing here happening is not America.
So that's
Oh,
very
wait,
interesting
that's the
because
first thing he says is,
For Renee Nicole
he's like,
Good, who
this is for
yeah.
Renee Nicole Good.
He says that Trump is a convicted
Well, he said that Trump was the worst
socialist.
person in the world.
Oh my goodness.
He
Well,
said
Hitler
that.
got
He's like,
passed.
it's the worst person in the world.
Man.
He was about to go full on Hulk against Trump, which is
He was
interesting
gonna turn
because
green.
the Venezuelans seem to really like Trump right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very interesting thing. Yeah, you know what? I think that they should. I think Mark Ruffalo should sit down with some of the Venezuelan people, and speak to them about what they think. Because to be honest, yeah, we spoke about this last time. The people there are very excited that the guy's gone. I mean, he was a dictator, for goodness sakes. Sure, we may have illegally kidnapped the guy, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe there's room for being able to say, maybe the correct way should have been the thing, and still be in support that a dictator is gone. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Trump derangements syndrome sufferers who know that what Venezuela is like are absolutely ecstatic at America's and Trump's actions.
At the same time as saying he's agreeing with her.
Yeah, that
That's
woman is
funny.
saying that she hated Trump, but she still loved what happened with
What
Venezuela.
happened? Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm very glad that the people are excited for this and all this stuff. You know what? This another thing that's happening. Kind of in the same vein, is Iran. That has been a very heated issue at the moment as well. With the protests that are going on here as well. I know there's quite a few of them actually happening right by where I live. I want to be able to go out there and go interview them, but I did see on the news it's being reported that more than 2,000 people were reportedly killed in Iran for protests, or have been as a result of the protests. And yeah, it's a US based rights group that says that they confirmed a killing of 1,850 protesters during a crackdown by authorities. And apparently, from what I was reading, that Trump says that he's going to want to step in and help with this situation. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But yeah, that's definitely another issue that's currently been in the news cycle at the moment. Let's see. You know what? Another thing is Greenland.
Oh, yes.
With the annexing Greenland. So yeah, I just saw a news article that was saying that annexing Greenland could be happening, soon, relatively soon. One of Trump's top officials, what's his name? Where is he? Thomas Stans. He's Trump's Arctic commissioner. So he was saying that, it's still going on. They're still looking to do it, and something major could be happening within the next few weeks or even months to come. But that is a very interesting thing. I'm not sure. I don't even know what would happen in that instance.
Have you ever seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty?
No.
At one point, Ben Stiller, who's the main actor in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, goes to Greenland and he's talking to somebody and he's going, what do you think? Like, what should I do here? And then the guy looks at him and he's like, I don't know, man. There's people in Greenland.
It's 8 people there.
8
Population
people in
increases by 8 people. You know what? Whatever. Would we change our flag? That's my question. What's gonna happen to our flag? Our beautiful flag. It's gonna be odd now. I don't like that. I don't think I'm gonna like that because I'm a person who likes things to be even. Unless it's a visually appealing thing to have an odd number, like a 3 on a table. I like things to be put into even numbers. So the fact that if that would happen, that would mess up the flag, I would be so upset.
Yeah. Have you heard this stuff about Mexico? Have you seen these videos of Mexican armies and talk about, Trump's like, yeah, we're coming after Mexico, but then he's also talking about going after Iran, and it's just I'm just sitting here like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Is this news fatigue or is this the next world war? Like, what's happening?
Well, you know what? I really don't hope it's the next world war. I don't think so. Watch. In about 1 hour, it's gonna be saying World War III, and I'm gonna be like, oh man. But okay, yeah, I really hope not. But you know what? I think I don't want to say, sometimes Trump does a lot of talking, and he doesn't actually mean that he's actually gonna do it. People say a lot of talking, and that's the thing in politics. People need to understand there's a lot of talking, and they'll get some of the things done as they promised. However, there's going to be a lot of things that you just do talking with. And you know what? You can't do everything as president. I totally understand that. Did you see, actually, this is just another thing that I just remembered. I don't have the video for it, unfortunately. I think it was a Ford employee. Trump was walking and a Ford employee was apparently heckling him. And in the video, you could see Trump just flipping him off. Yeah.
Are you sure that's not AI?
Oh no, it's all over the news right now. It's literally all over the news right now. I'm not sure if we can pull it up, but
tell me again. What is it? I'll look it up.
So it's a Ford employee heckling Trump, or yeah, he was saying Trump. He was cursing at Trump and saying, that you protect, I think, pedophiles and stuff like that. YouTube, don't get upset that I said that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Trump. Wait, say it again. It was
being heckled by a Ford employee.
Blurred out. Blurred out. I can't even see it. It's the video all blurred it up.
Hold on. There's some videos out there. Hold on.
Oh, wow. Oh gosh. Did you
not very presidently?
Not very president. Did you totally outing my misspell. Okay, so wait, did you hear about the Democratic turning point that's starting? It's the Democratic
Really?
called, yeah.
Wait.
Democratic Young Organization. Which is funny because we all know that the organization already oh my gosh. The establishment already backs the Democratic Party. We already see all these funding going into protests and events. We already know that all the colleges are already extremely woke. So this initiative has a completely different field than Turning Point did, because Turning Point was hey, we're going to specifically go after the colleges because that's where a lot of this woke agenda is being presented as truth. So we're going to target that. So an organization that targets young people, but to promote those ideologies makes no sense, because it's the establishments already agree with you, So Young Democratic Socialists for America. Yeah, Atlanta chapter.
Okay, nice.
So I just think it's when somebody told me about it, I was like, Doesn't that already exist? Let me
I
find it.
would
Hang
think
on.
so.
Actually, you know what? It's a new organization, so maybe I'm not searching it correctly. Hang on.
Okay.
Maybe it's Alliance for Youth.
Our work, I think they've been around for a little bit.
I don't remember. It was like very recent. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram. Google is honestly useless at this point. I mean, it has been so like washed with so many agendas and censoring and filtering. It's not even a reliable search platform anymore. Like everybody's using ChatGPT, everybody's using Grok. Google is going to be fine because it owns YouTube, and YouTube is still definitely like a main. YouTube is like the new cable. Google is terrible. It's like impossible to
For
find anything.
Google, the majority of the top searches are all paid for too. So
Yeah, exact. It's so yeah. Man, I can't find it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not finding it. Anyway, it's a thing that's happening. It's new. And it's started by this young man, this Democrat, who's basically gonna like have the same, approaches that Turning Point did, but for the Democratic Party. So like doing public debates, doing conventions, basically like empowering the young socialists of America, the young Democrats of America. So anyway, you can look it up. I'm sorry, I can't find it. Google is useless. So,
fun fact of the day.
also, we've been posting more recaps of events, and I encourage you all to check it out because the point of those are to present kind of the different perspectives on a news event. So not necessarily taking a side. I know I took a side earlier by saying, we need to respect the authority figures in our life, like the police.
Well,
And
I
I took
yeah.
a stand there because I just feel like that's a PSA, like, hey, don't treat the street like your public, like a public courtroom. But other than that, I think, trying to show both sides of things
Yeah.
is more of my goal. So yeah, getting
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's always important to show both sides, and that's what we try to do at 180 is try to be able to get both sides, especially when we're at a protest. Oftentimes, if you guys will go through all of our stuff when we're out interviewing people, we don't try to we try to get a wide range of opinions at a protest because it's important.
Yeah.
It's important. We have a democracy. Well, it's a republic. It's both of them. But we have the ability to be able to speak and our First Amendment right. So yeah.
Are you going to any protests lately?
You know what? I'm gonna try to go to that the Iranian protests to try to talk to them. I have been taking the decision to step away from the ICE protests because I feel like I have gotten quite a few of those in the past. Unless there's something really, really big going on, then I will go to that protest. But I just feel like it hasn't been very big. It is big, but not in the way it was, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. Unless there's some type of new topic that we're protesting, then we can go out and do that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we should repost some of your old ice ones because it's all the same talking points, and yeah, it's just different ideologies at the end of the day. It's not even
Maybe we
like
could get Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo, the Hulk. I just see him as the Hulk now.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. That's because he is. He is.
Yes.
He's the Green Man.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny that the Hulk is the one that's like good for, like defending Renee because he's in the Avenger movies, he's like the one who gets overly angry and like goes way too far.
Right.
And like Renee and, her partner who were like
Well, yeah.
hating that ice person.
Good. Hold
Partner.
on. There's one thing I wanted to search up real quick. I just forgot. Oh no, my computer's like not working. Why aren't you doing this? I don't want to say this without getting I don't want to get in trouble if I say something that isn't correct.
Oh boy. They got
Okay.
they got to me too. The woke police got to me too. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I just said that, we can't like."
Oh no, no, no. I just want to make sure that it's correct.
Oh, okay.
Factually
No, just
correct.
just me, bro. Like, no, the censorship of speech is so real. So real.
Okay, I think it's correct, so I can say it. Okay, so Renee Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was reported that two of her children were taken away from. Okay.
Yeah.
Her partner was abusive, and the reason why they were taken away is because her partner was abusive to the children.
Yeah. And I thought too, like, it wasn't the partner burning the kids with
Yes.
cigarettes
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to like choose the person you're dating over your own children. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what happened. However, it tells you the type of person she was.
Yeah.
And her character is not good, right? So she's a person who was willing to allow her children to get abused, and I don't think that's okay.
No, I totally agree with that. Dude, have you seen this stuff about like Mom Dami just like suddenly having all these opinions?
What do
Go
you mean?
on, Mom Dami. And then he sat with Miss Rachel while they talked about free childcare.
Yes, I didn't say that, but I know he has Miss Rachel.
Miss
Very controversial
Rachel,
lady.
M is for Muslim. Muslim.
You know what? I never liked her.
He's like, no. Come on. That's exactly what
I never liked any of her videos.
If you're Muslim and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! Too far.
You're gonna get canceled, Tara.
I'm gonna get canceled for what? Not being Muslim? If I do not believe that religion is the truth, then why should they cancel me? Like, my religion, Christianity, says to not have respect for that kind of religion. So, America. Just saying, I'm not a Baha'i over here.
And everything with America.
Well,
Every statement.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's crazy how in Iran they went from like, women who could dress the way they wanted, have different lifestyles to like, boom.
They had rights.
Yeah, it's like, boom, they all have a job.
They had
like,
rights.
That's
Now
crazy,
they don't have rights.
And Mom Dami has like said that he is in full support of the Quran. So it's like, okay, well, is his religion superior to Christianity? Like, if you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
But I
The one
feel
thing
like it's like people want us to respect Muslims, I think societally, more than public respect for Christianity. It's like if you talk against Christians, it's like, ha ha ha, whatever. The only ones that get mad are the Christians. If you talk against Muslims, everyone gets mad at you. They're just, except for the Christians. It's like, everyone's like, whoa, that's so offensive, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, well,
I mean, I wouldn't sit here and like tell someone that they should be Muslim. I would be like, no, don't do that. Like, choose Jesus, don't do that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with me saying that, 'cause it's like, no, I'm not going to advocate for something that I strictly don't believe in.
Yeah, no, and nobody should. Yeah, nobody should do that. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining us and for taking the time to watch this video. If you stayed through to the end, I appreciate it. Please go watch all of the rest of our videos at 180 Shift. Go to all of our social media platforms. Go follow us there. We made it to 11,000 on Instagram, so that was really, really exciting. But yeah, so we're starting to hopefully catch up to TikTok, which we currently have like 30 something, closer to 40,000 on there. So really exciting, really exciting. So thankful to the Lord that we've made it this far, and we hope, we continue to go through that and do more. But yeah, thank you, Tara, for doing this again, another weekly thing.
Yes, hopefully I didn't cancel myself too much. I mean, do I even care though?
Tara, I don't think you do. It's okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.